everyone, my name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm building a little house in the world of Newcrest, as you can see, and it's a tiny home. Well, it's not actually a tiny home as far as the game is concerned. I mean, I didn't even actually properly count the tiles or anything because I'm using a lot of platforms. It's a very modern little home. So yeah, I was really in the mood to just play around with a lot of platforms and stuff, mainly for the exterior actually. So yeah, I'm using a lot of platforms and those always count toward the tile count for the tiny living, like tiny home lot, if you want to play with that. So I just didn't even bother turning it on. The game is not going to count this as a tiny home, but I'm still going to call it a tiny home because it is very, very small. However, it does have 2 bedrooms. So for this little house, I was actually very inspired by a floor plan that I found on Pinterest. There was also a tiny little like sketch of the exterior of that specific house, but I didn't really use that. I just used the floor plan for inspiration. So that's what I went with. And I really liked the floor plan because it was a very, very small house with 2 bedrooms. And I was very much inspired by that because I really wanted to build a little house, like a tiny home for 2 best friends. So this floor plan was actually perfect for that. It has 2 very small bedrooms. They both only have a single bed in them, so no double bed or anything. So it really does only have room for 2 Sims total. And yeah, the kitchen living area is very, very small. They have 1 bathroom, obviously, in between their bedrooms. And I'm just very happy with how this house turned out. So as you can see, it's very modern. I was very much in the mood to build with a lot of the eco lifestyle objects. Well, not necessarily objects, but build item wise. Like I was using a lot of the wallpapers from Eco Lifestyle, as you can see, and some like wall decorations, stuff like that. So I was really enjoying that. And I think I also used, no, I didn't actually use windows. I thought I was using windows from that pack too, but no, I'm using different windows for this one. The Eco Lifestyle ones were a little bit too bulky for how small this house was, so they looked a little bit weird. So I went with more, I don't know, just quote unquote regular windows, I guess. But the house is very modern. As you can see, I was having so much fun with the platform tool for this one. The platform tool can sometimes be a little bit tricky, but for this house, I was really set on using it. So yeah, I was having a lot of fun with it, creating little staircases out of platforms, stuff like that. So yeah, I think that this house turned out so cute. It is a little bit, I was gonna say like mid-century modern inspired, and yeah, I think it is. I think it is mainly because of like the roofing that I use, like the shape of the roof, stuff like that. It definitely feels a little bit mid-century modern-esque in a way, but yeah, it's definitely more on the contemporary side. And on the inside of the house, I actually used a lot of Dream Home Decorator because that pack was just perfect for this little house. So I really wanted to go for that like IKEA-ish look and feel, tiny, practical, not too expensive, but still very modern and recently built. So yeah, that was the whole vibe that I was going for. So Dream Home Decorator was actually the perfect pack to furnish this house with. So that's what I did. And yeah, I also created some planter boxes out of platforms, as you can see. That one little platform though that you can see that I just placed alongside the driveway that I turned into a little planter, that one somehow is a little bit glitched. Like it looks like it has some sort of tiling underneath it. It doesn't have that though. You can't actually remove that or anything. It feels like a weird little glitchy line situation. I don't know what's going on with that, but sadly I couldn't get rid of it, not even by like reloading the game or the lot or anything. It's staying there, but it's fine. I didn't even bother covering it up because it didn't bother me all that much. It's a little bit annoying, but yeah, it's okay. Like I said, platforms sometimes are a little bit glitchy, a little bit tricky to work with, but it's fine, it's okay. And then I also used I made a little carport, as you can see, and I gave the carport a little green roof, which I thought was nice to kind of create the illusion that this house is very eco-friendly. I mean, it kind of is because I'm using a lot of the eco lifestyle wallpapers and stuff, and those are definitely very eco-friendly and count towards the green eco footprint. But I'm also using a lot of concrete for the floors, so that is more on the industrial side of things and counts toward the industrial footprint. So I don't know how eco-friendly this house actually is. You will have to just do some gameplay with that to see. But I did actually place some solar panels on the roof too, so that is nice. And like I said, I gave them a little green roof. So I was definitely trying to at least create the illusion that this house is more on the eco-friendly side of things. And then I also parked a car out there, which I was thinking the two best friends would share, and it's probably like an electric car too. So yeah, that is all like nice and eco-friendly and whatnot. And then yeah, for the storyline for this house, like I said, it's two best friends living in one house together. I was going for two like creative Sims. So one of them is a designer, an interior designer, which obviously was nice because I was using a lot of the Dream Home Decorator items already. So that career was just nice to decorate a bedroom for. So I went with the interior decorator career for one of them, and then I was thinking the other one is more so into fashion, so maybe they could be like a style influencer, something like that. But yeah, their bedroom definitely reflects that they are more into fashion. Their bedroom is a little bit more girly, if that's what you want to call it, a little bit more feminine. However, I wasn't necessarily thinking of the Sim as a woman. I didn't necessarily think of any genders for this house, like it really doesn't matter. Yeah, so one of the bedrooms is a little bit more on the feminine side, if you will, and the other one is a little bit more on the masculine side. But yeah, gender-wise, it really honestly didn't matter. I was just using that for like style reference, if you will. And then for the interior of this house, the living area and the kitchen are so squeezed. Like it's so extremely small. And I still wanted there to be enough space for two Sims to comfortably live here. So I wanted to include a full-on kitchen as well as a seating area. So I was playing around with that for the longest time. I at first really also wanted to include some bar counters or something so that your Sims can actually sit somewhere and have their food. That was not gonna work. Like that was not gonna fit at all. So yeah, your Sims are just gonna have to make some dinner and then just sit down on the couch and eat it. I don't know, that's just how it's gonna be for this house because this house is way too small. However, I did include a full-on dining table with four chairs on the back porch. So there is a dining table, but yeah, you can pretty much just only use it when the weather is nice out. So yeah, this living area situation, it is super squeezed, it is super small, but I'm really enjoying it. I love how it turned out. I did have to do my fair share of playtesting though, because everything is so squeezed. And I really thought that the fridge wasn't gonna work with the couch so close to it, but it actually all functions. It's actually all nice and functional. So that was really, really nice. And then, yeah, you can see that I'm using a lot of Dream Home Decorator. I'm using the counters and the overhead cabinets and stuff. And I changed the swatch of the kitchen and the living area like 1,000 times because I just wasn't sure which wood tones to combine and how to go about it color scheme wise, but I figured it out in the end and I actually changed the swatch of the couch and the chair, the little two-seater and the chair from Seasons. I changed the swatches of those because the lighter wood tone was just a little bit out of place. It didn't really look nice. So I changed it to a swatch that really matches the cool toned wood tone that I use in here for all the Dream Home Decorator items, basically. And I love how matchy-matchy it is. I use a lot of cool tones, as you can see. Like I used gray and white for the walls, and then this floorboard that I have been using 1,000 times lately, and I think I'm using it in my next home that I'm uploading as well. So I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, I've just been really obsessed with this floorboard again from Jungle Adventure in this specific swatch too. I just think it's so nice. But yeah, I'm using it in here again because it just looked nice combined with these Dream Home Decorator items and stuff. And yeah, there isn't really an entryway, but I still really wanted to try and include at least a little area where you can just look in the mirror, where you can store your shoes, stuff like that. So that's what I tried to do. And I think it looks quite nice. It really looks very cute. And then you can see that off of the kitchen and living area, we have a step down that leads you into a little hallway situation. And then off of that tiny hallway, we have the two bedrooms and the bathroom in between. So that's nice. And then I also went back in and cluttered up the kitchen because I was really at first just trying to figure out the floor plan and how the layout was going to be functional, basically. And then when I figured that out, I went back into the kitchen and cluttered it up a little bit more. The corner counter is free of decorations, so that's what your Sims will use to actually do some cooking. So yeah, it's nice and functional. And then they also have a back door in the little corner, as you can see, that leads to the back porch. And then the back porch is actually a really nice extension to this house because, like I said, that's where I included a full-on dining table. I also gave them a nice outdoor kitchen with a grill and some counter space, and also a nice seating area. So yeah, whenever the weather is nice, that back porch is just nice and spacious and all ready to go for your Sims. And then here in this little tiny hallway, I try to include a little bit of extra storage space for the sake of realism for this house, I think, because we don't really have any storage space. I mean, we do have our fair share of like overhead cabinets, which is nice, but still, I felt like we definitely needed some extra storage for this house. So I just cluttered up this little shelving unit, again from Dream Home Decorator, to just make it a little bit more on the realistic side of things. And then at first when I started furnishing this house or started building this house, I was thinking that these two best friends could be in college, they could be students. But then I was like, you know what? I think the house is just a little bit too sophisticated for that. I don't think two students could afford this. I mean, it's The Sims. You can do whatever you want. It really doesn't matter. You don't have to be that realistic about it. And usually I like to just play with my imagination a little bit and just not care about the fact that something might be too expensive for a specific sim or storyline. But yeah, for this one, I was thinking, I don't know. I don't think that this house is giving me like student vibes. So that's when I decided that they're probably not in college anymore. Maybe they are fresh out of college. I was definitely thinking that they are working, that they are both freelancers though. So they are both like their own boss, if you will. And that gives them, I don't know, just kind of the freedom to work whenever and wherever they want. And because their lifestyles are so similar, they just decided to go ahead and live together in this little house because why not? And the bills are probably not going to be super expensive for this one because it is a small house, stuff like that. So yeah, there were a lot of benefits to moving into a tiny home together. So that's what they decided to do because yeah, they're both, well, I mean, maybe they are dating. They're not dating each other is what I was thinking. Like they're definitely just best friends. They're not dating. And then, I mean, maybe they have partners, but they're not living with them as of right now. So yeah, they might as well just make the most of that situation and move in together in this tiny little house. It's also just fun to live with your best friend. So yeah, I definitely thought that that was cute. But then I was thinking that they definitely did go to college together at some point, and maybe even then they were already roommates. I feel like these two Sims are just inseparable. They're best friends. Obviously, they're gonna have their fights like occasionally, but that just happens, especially when you're living together too. I feel like they're just inseparable. They have been best friends probably their whole lives. And yeah, they are just so good together and they are very good at living together too. So it's just the perfect match in that sense. So that's what I was thinking was a cute idea. And then maybe I was also thinking, I mean, they're not like in college full time, but maybe one of these or maybe both of them are like in school like part-time. Maybe they are already working, obviously, but maybe they are still going to school to like get a master's or something part-time. I don't really know, but that could be a thing too. But yeah, you can see that I just finished up the bedroom for the interior designer. I use a lot of green elements, like a green accents in that bedroom, which I was really enjoying. And then for the style influencers bedroom, I was going more for the softer pink tones. So I definitely did repeat this cooler wood swatch for these Dream Home Decorator items throughout this whole house, like for both the bedrooms and for the kitchen and living area, obviously as well. So yeah, I was definitely trying to make it all like matchy in that sense. But color scheme wise for the bedrooms, I really tried to make them a little bit different. So for this one, I went more for the creamy tones, whites and soft pink colors. And then for this bedroom, I also actually made a makeshift little desk out of 2 shelves and a sized down island counter. It's all functional. I play tested everything. So yeah, the little desk with the laptop is actually functional, which is really nice, because I really wanted to include a little desk in here because I was thinking that the sim definitely needs to do some work from their room, from their little office / bedroom. So I really wanted to include a desk, but I didn't really have the space for a full-on desk because I gave them a pretty large closet situation, which makes sense, or wardrobe situation, I should say, because they are a style influencer. So they probably own a lot of clothes, a lot of accessories, makeup, hair products, stuff like that. But I still wanted to include a laptop somehow. So I just tried to make this little makeshift desk underneath the window, and it's actually all functional. So I was so happy about that. I was so excited about that. It looks so cute. But yeah, definitely make sure to activate bb.move objects before you place this one in your game. That's definitely necessary for this one. I mean, it always is for all of my builds, but for this one especially, because I tried to squeeze in as many items in these bedrooms as I possibly could to make it functional, to make it realistic, to make their bedrooms into little office areas as well, so that these Sims both have their own like personal space. Because you definitely still need that. Like, they might be living in a tiny home, but yeah, they do definitely need their own like personal space too. So I really tried to give them that, and I think I succeeded. I think that the bedrooms turned out so cute. They're very similar style-wise, but then again, also very different. And you can see that the Sims definitely do have different personalities. So I really, really enjoyed that. And then for the bathroom is actually a decent size. It's a 6-tile bathroom, so I was able to include a shower and a toilet, and then a nice little sink area as well. At first, I really wanted to go for the double sink, but then I decided, you know what, no, we're just gonna do 1 sink and then some extra like storage space, or like a little area for your Sims to place their makeup and their products and what have you. So that's what I decided to do. I did place 2 mirrors. I thought that was cute, so that they could both have like their own mirror with their own products stored inside. I thought that was a really cute and realistic idea. So yeah, that's what I went ahead and did. And then you can see that the counters in the bathroom definitely match the ones in the kitchen. I mean, they're not the same ones, but they are the same swatch. So they're definitely very matchy-matchy. This whole house is, and I was really enjoying that for this one especially. And then here you can see, moving on to the back porch, I used like some different levels of the platforms up here, which I thought was really nice and added some dimension to the house. I just think it turned out so cute. So I gave them this nice spacious couch and also a 4-seater dining table, so they can actually invite some friends over if they want to have like a little dinner party outside or what have you. And you can see that I gave them a nice grill with some extra counter space as well. So a fully functional back porch, very nice for in the summertime. And then, yeah, I also placed a little yoga mat because I wanted to include an extra skill building item. And I thought that the yoga mat was so cute. Like, I could definitely see one or maybe both of these Sims being very much into yoga. I should have placed 2 yoga mats so that I could have them do yoga together. That would even be more cute. Yeah, but I didn't do that. I placed 1. So if you want to go ahead and place 2, you can obviously do that. I think that will fit. And then I also put some planter boxes. I did fill them with some regular plants, but if you want to actually use these planter boxes for gardening, then you can just go ahead and delete those flower bushes and do some gardening. So that is a nice skill building item as well. And then I just cluttered up the outdoors kitchen a little bit with some appliances and stuff like that. I also made sure to place an outdoor bin as well, obviously, because you need that for gameplay purposes. And then, yeah, I just added a couple of extra little details to the front of the house as well. I didn't want to clutter it up too much, but I did want to place some decoration, so that's what I did. But that is actually it for this house. So let's jump right into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. I think the facade of this house turned out very, very cute. I love this skylight as well. It just adds a little bit of extra something to the house, I feel like. And then this carport area, I don't know, but this might be my favorite. It's kind of small, but I love how there is a pathway to the back porch. I parked some bikes out here as well, which I thought was nice for these Sims living here. And then we have the front porch over here. I placed a couple of shelves underneath this window, as you can see, and I was imagining that this could be like a nice seating area for your Sims to just sit down and enjoy the sun whenever the weather is nice in the morning like this. They can't actually actually sit here, but I just thought it was a fun little detail. And then we have the mailbox over here next to the front door and just some gorgeous plants. And then when we go inside, you can see that the house is just very, very small. You walk right into the living room. It's super tiny. It is all functional. I did make sure to place a couch and a TV and a bookcase as well, because you kind of need that for gameplay. And then we have the kitchen over here. The kitchen is very tiny, but definitely functional. I also placed a trash can. I feel like this house is super cute and modern looking, and I was really enjoying the vibes. Then we have this little hallway over here, just a step down from the living area slash kitchen. And then off to the left, we have the first bedroom. So this is the bedroom for the interior designer. They have their bed over here and then their wardrobe situation over on this side. It's definitely small, but I mean, it works for a tiny home, I feel like. And then they have their desk over here, and I really did not have a proper place to fit this designer board, but I really wanted to include it because, I mean, this Sim is an interior designer. We need to have this board somewhere. And then I figured that underneath the window was actually kind of perfect. I love how it looks. And then obviously they have their little desk and their computer. It's all cluttered. And then over here on the other side of the hallway, we have the other bedroom. So this one is a bit on the lighter side, and this Sim definitely has a lot more wardrobe space, but that makes sense because they are a fashion slash style influencer. They have their tiny little desk over here. I love how this turned out, and I love that it's functional too. And then they have a nice standing mirror as well. And then over here in between the bedrooms, we have the bathroom. It's very small, but nice and modern. We have a walk-in shower and a toilet, and then the sink with a double mirror over here. And then over here, we have the backyard. So they have a lot of additional space out here, which I was very much enjoying. They have a nice seating area, a dining area, a grill, and then a tiny little yoga area out here as well. And then over here, obviously, we have the pathway that leads us back to the carport and the front of the house. And that's actually it for this house. So this best friend's tiny home is up on the gallery, and it comes in at just over 52,000 simoleons. So it's not actually that expensive. I thought it was going to be more expensive, so I'm quite proud of that actually. I built it on a 20 by 15 in Newcrest, but obviously you could place it on any 20 by 15 or bigger. So it basically just goes anywhere. But that's actually it for this video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this build. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!